Bonjour, père. Est-ce qu'on n'a pas une belle matinée ensoleillée pour commencer nos voyages?
Allez, c'est vrai, mon père. On est des bénis.
Ah, je peux vous aider?
Merci.
Regardez ça. La personnification de la beauté. C'est un véritable ange.
Ah, ça, mais est-ce que c'est chanté? Est-ce que c'est volé? Des anges, il leur faut quelque chose à la mansarde. Hein?
Ah bah ouais, mon père.
Eliza.
Bonjour, ma sœur. Je prends la valise.
Bless.
Mon itinéraire. Pour ça, il faut compter 3 journées.
Pour moi, c'est pareil, mon père. Do you mind if we speak English, sister? Not much of a talker, is she?
That might be a blessing, my son. Would you like anything from the shop, Eliza?
No, thank you, Uncle.
Oh, some water here.
Thank you.
How about a biscuit? I know you always had a sweet tooth as a child.
Merci.
You're welcome. It's good to see you smile.
Hello, I'm Agnes. I'm Betty.
The girls are going our way.
Really? Which way's that?
Oh, Ostend.
Dunkirk's this way.
Ostend is only a little out of our way.
Really? It looks more like 50 kilometres to me.
Be charitable, father. Buckle up, ladies.
Are you a real nun? That's far out. Cool. Aren't you hot with your headdress on? Are you allowed to take it off? All those Muslim women with their veils. They made it illegal in France.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
What do you think? It's right.
Women should be allowed to make their own choice of dress no matter what the issue is. Have they banned nuns from wearing the veil? No. Either way, it's not right to be intolerant of other religions.
We're on a pilgrimage.
Do people still do that?
Heaven's sake, it's a massive source of revenue for the church.
Religion is big business.
Spiritual business? What value do you put on your spirit? Pilgrimage is an investment in that spirit.
That's an interesting way of putting it. Where are you travelling to?
St. Patrick's Purgatory,
Where is that?
Ireland.
Loch Derg, in County Donegal.
We're going to a music festival in Ostend.
Sex and drugs and rock and roll, huh?
Well, we just love being around cool people.
Don't worry about my conservative companions here. I'm very modern and liberal in my views. What do you girls think about celibacy? Have I said something wrong? They were a gorgeous pair of girls.
What if they were your daughters? Would you let them dress like that and go hitchhiking?
Are you kidding? They're just asking for it.
How can you even think that?
Think what?
See those girls as sexual objects?
I don't, Father. No, not at all. Merci. C'est quoi ça? Je vous ai demandé ça, sans crème et sans sucre. J'ai été assez spécifique là-dessus. Pas de crème, pas de sucre. Et regardez-moi ça, c'est carbonisé. Vous savez que le charbon 14 est responsable pour la moitié des morts d'un cancer en Europe. Vous voulez que moi je meure d'un cancer? Well, you gotta keep on top of the French.
Really? I'd have thought that was over the top. Carbon-14, that's the stuff that atomic bombs create. Are you seriously suggesting that your crepe has been nuked?
Hydrocarbons, Father. They can be carcinogenic. I've seen people scrape the burnt bits off toast and then eat it. They should just play it safe and throw it away.
Are you afraid of cancer, Father?
Too right I am. I want to live healthy and have a long and active life.
I think he may die of hunger first.
Sister, can I have some of your fruit? Why'd you become a nun, sister? Was it a father thing? Everybody knows that people have a reason to serve the church. Was it your father made you do it?
That's a rather direct question, Father. We're not in confession.
There's no point beating about the bush. Nuns are nuns, and everybody knows that there's a reason behind why a nun becomes a nun. With us priests, it's different. The church is a man's world. It's natural for priests to take orders, but nuns? And I don't see the sense in a young girl giving up motherhood and all it represents in order to become a spinster.
Perhaps it's because I believe in the Lord and that Jesus Christ died for our sins. If I were an Anglican, I could be ordained.
Praise be to the Lord, you're not. Can a woman have the same intellectual capacity as a man to fully contemplate the mystery of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost?
You tell me, Father. Is a woman incapable of reasoning? Is it something to do with Eve being made from one of Adam's ribs?
That's creationism. That's nonsense. Nobody believes that.
Well then, what is it that makes it impossible for a woman to grasp the concept of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? Is it because worship of the Holy Trinity is a male concept overseen by priests?
Now that's out of order, sister.
I think it's an interesting point of view.
Mademoiselle!
Can I go back to eating my fruit salad in peace now, please?
Mademoiselle! Mademoiselle!
Why don't we pray for it to start?
Jeez.
Dear Lord,
Please deliver us from this terrible calamity of being stranded in France on our first day of pilgrimage. And give us your strength to start up this old and worn piece of junk.
And the Lord came down and filled the car with petrol.
Turn the key.
Amen.
Holy God.
Well done, daughter. Faith over matter.
Hogwash, it's just a faulty ignition wire.
The needle's on full.
I think that's because we filled up earlier, Father.
Jésus, sois le centre, sois ma lumière, sois ma source. Jésus, Jésus, sois le centre, sois mon espoir, sois mon chant. Jésus, sois le feu dans mon cœur, sois le vent dans ses voiles, sois la raison de ma vie. Jésus, Jésus.
She is imposing her religious fanaticism on me.
Father, I don't question your faith in Jesus, but I have doubts about your tolerance of others.
I don't need to sing songs to know that Jesus is with me. I don't need to ask myself every 5 minutes, who is God or where is God? God is everywhere.
You are not a loving man, Father. Not at all. You are totally devoid of love for anything other than yourself.
For heaven's sake, my son, try to curb that tongue of yours. We've a long way to go.
I'm sorry, Father. But why is she on this pilgrimage with us? It's unconventional. 2 priests and a nun. Tongues will be wagging all the way to Rome.
Her Mother Superior felt she needed some time away, that a visit to Loch Derg would be beneficial.
But why with us, Father?
She's my great niece. 2 generations of the church together. A family unit, so to speak. To keep a check on one another.
A dysfunctional family unit.
Of which you are now a member. Please, my son, try to be more pleasant to Sister Eliza. Compassion, Father. Nothing changes in this country.
What do you mean?
Sky never changes colour. Dull as ditch water.
Ditch water is usually brown.
Oh, I've known grey ditch water. Filthy, smelly stuff.
I hope never to travel to those places.
This is one of them.
England?
Greyest ditch water in the world. Do you mind if I, smoke?
Father, is that what I think it is?
It is, my son.
You brought that through customs?
They never search priests.
You are unbelievable.
That's different from being an unbeliever. Do you want a puff?
Absolutely not.
Why are you so tense? Did you never try LSD when you were younger?
Why would I try LSD?
Why would you not? Expands the mind. I honestly think without LSD you'd never use more than 10% of your brain.
By destroying the other 90%.
You're such a bore, Father. LSD helps you get to God, to understand His world, our one universe.
That stuff is making you ramble.
It's brightened up my day. Turned ditch water into a blue lagoon. Murder in the Cathedral.
What?
Thomas Becket. T.S. Eliot. Grand tale it is. Stonemasons all going on strike for higher wages. Outlawed it was, organised labour. The church getting them to work for a pittance. No wonder the masons got together. Fixed prices, work to rule. Start of medieval democracy it was. This way.
He does go on a bit.
He's very well read.
He's had lots of time. He must be all of 70?
75. And you, Father?
55. If I was married, I'd be getting divorced about now. Come on. They want £12 a head. I'd rather hang myself.
Can we not get a dispensation?
We're wearing the wrong cloth, Father.
A nation of shopkeepers. If there's no profit in it, the English won't so much as open their doors. It's a sad reflection on the religious soul of this nation. Come, sister, we'll have no praying at this altar. I had some very strange dreams last night. Knights in armour, dragons. It was weird.
I like a bit of light reading myself, something with pictures.
Oh, I never did enjoy comic books. Couldn't appreciate Batman and Superman. The only one I ever really enjoyed was Tintin. Maybe because he was Belgian.
Tintin? Tintin is Tintin. I didn't know he was Belgian.
As Belgian as Hercule Poirot, saxophones and chips.
With mayonnaise.
Would you like me to say a prayer?
It's not working.
That's because I prayed for us to get a new car.
Well, this is bullshit.
Try again. Gently. Very gently.
You're a miracle worker. A regular little Eliza Doolittle. She was a force of nature. My Fair Lady, Pygmalion. Wonderful play. We performed it in Luxembourg when I was in amateur theatre.
You were in amateur theatre?
I'm not just the Holy Joe, Eliza. I did all sorts of things when I was younger. Did your mother never tell you? I'm 9/10 sense and 1/10 religious.
Can we visit St. Paul's?
You want me to drive into London in this traffic?
I would really like to see it.
It's just a pile of stones. We'd be whistling to the walls.
I'm beginning to see why you're being sent on the pilgrimage, Brother John.
You've been sent too, Father.
Not sent, as your chaperone. I'm not an ill-tempered miscreant like you are. Sprinkle a little love dust.
Yeah, that's my problem. Apparently.
Jesus!
Jesus!
Where are we staying tonight, Father?
St. David's. We'll stop off at Salisbury on the way. Wonderful 13th century edifice. The library has a copy of the original Magna Carta.
Well, then I'd like to see that.
A lot of hogwash, really. Though they do say the English traced their democracy to the signing of it. I have my doubts. But the Greek invented democracy 2,500 years ago, and look where it got them. They drink bad wine, eat soft cheese, and smash plates for fun.
I don't think going to Salisbury Cathedral is going to float my boat. What about seeing the white horses? What do you think?
This part of the country is full of paganism. Grand.
Stones. Where's God in all this?
Bronze Age folk had their own idea of God, daughter. Imagine a huge cathedral, pilgrims flocking in their thousands. They came up that avenue of stones behind us. Probably got fed deer stew when they arrived, washed down with ale. A bit like a burger and a pint, really.
What do you think they believed in?
Oh, having a good time, singing songs, getting drunk, having sex. Same old thing people enjoy nowadays.
I don't think people are having a good time these days.
Who can tell? Imagine all those years ago, people trekking here from halfway across the country on foot just to get here. They only lived half as long as we do. It must have been a huge moment in their lives just getting here. But were they happy? Who can tell? I think they'd already be worrying about the journey home.
It is the journey that is important, not the arrival.
Ah, without the arrival, there is no journey. That's why it's important to know where you're going in life. Heaven or hell.
It all seems so black and white. I used to worry I was going to hell. I wasn't pure when I took my vows.
Oh, I doubt whether John was either. In fact, I know he isn't rather than wasn't.
I try so hard to be good, do good. I get so frustrated when things stand in my way. I feel sinful when I'm idle.
Ah, the burden we all carry. We try to be good, do good, but we're human. Would you, like a puff?
I don't smoke tobacco.
It's weed, sister. Marijuana.
I know perfectly well what it is, Father. I was trying to be diplomatic. I have a nose for ganja, actually. It was everywhere when I worked in Calcutta.
Oh, your missionary days. Yes. Well, didn't you ever try it?
Lord above, of course not. I was there to help children escape poverty, not set them on a road to drug addiction.
I admit I have a problem. I picked it up in Amsterdam. Used to go there quite often to relieve an elderly priest of doing the accounts for the order. Very boring job, adding up numbers all day long. Found myself in the hash cafes in the evening, drinking wine. Natural progression, really. Joined in. Didn't want to be seen as a stick in the mud type.
I wouldn't recommend those toilets. Unisex. What's that all about? Children aren't safe these days.
Oh, they weren't safe in my day either. Then they used to point the finger at the priests. Now it's celebrities. Are they any more likely to be paedophiles than your next door neighbour? I don't think so.
You can feel the wind whistling across the plain. I've had enough. I'm going back to the car. There aren't any birds here, Father.
There's plenty of birds here.
That's not what he means, sister.
Oh. That is bad, Father.
I don't think he likes women.
Is he gay?
Good heavens, no. He just has no respect for women. Doesn't consider you as equal.
That's not uncommon in the church.
No, it's not. But as a priest, he should be looking within himself to find out where his hostility is coming from. The bishop is afraid we're going to lose him. That he's going to give up the priesthood for the love of a woman.
Well, he needs to distract himself. Find a hobby.
The bishop suggested golf, but I think that was just Belgian sense of humour. The church needs all the priests it has. We're becoming a rare breed, Eliza.
But they were gorgeous, those two hitchhikers. I could have fallen in love with either one of them. The sister put them right off with her moody silence. You know, I was hoping she would take over the driving so I could get in the back with them. I'm only joking, Father.
There are some biscuits there for you, Eliza.
Thank you.
Would one of you mind taking over the driving when we get to Wales?
It's a while since I've driven.
I don't mind.
Righto, Father.
How was your chat?
Confirmed our worst fears.
Is he a sexual predator?
Oh, that's a bit strong. I think it could just be his sense of humour.
That says a lot, Father.
Oh, don't rush to judgment.
He's rubbing himself in public. He's absolutely sinful. Within sight of the unisex toilets. Father!
Say a prayer for me, sister. We're in Wales now, Father. Can you hear the choir singing like angels?
I'm listening.
Sister, do you hear the angels?
No, I don't.
They're singing from the rooftops. Surely you can hear that beautiful angelic chorus coming from heaven.
Angels don't exist, Father John. I doubt if there's even a heaven.
I can't believe what I just heard. We need to address this right now.
You have doubts? We all have doubts, sister. But there's no such thing as heaven. I've never heard such a thing from a nun. It's blasphemous. It's worse than blasphemous.
Father, get back in the car. This is no place to hold a theological debate.
I will not travel with that sinner.
Like a fox after a chicken.
What's that supposed to mean?
You can't leave a chicken with a fox, he'll eat it. What? Eliza.
What are you on about?
She's just declared that heaven doesn't exist.
It's a supposition, not a declaration of fact. And it's nothing compared with this!
Well? Oh, I get it. This is all about the rumours that have been spread about me in Brussels, isn't it?
I want to discuss this quietly.
I am calm.
You are shouting.
And so are you. It's a very windy place.
Sister? He needs to respect women. He chases them in his mind like chickens for the plucking.
No, I do not. But she is a faithless nun.
He's not a priest as we think of them, is he, sister?
No priest at all. He's a wretched, wicked, wayward beast of a man. When were you last tested, Father?
What do you mean?
For sexually transmitted diseases.
For sexually transmitted diseases?
Oh, that's scratching.
Oh, what scratching? I've not got the pox. I'm very selective. Look, I am a diocesan priest, and I'm surrounded by women seeking help.
Young virgins.
No, not at all, Father.
Rich widows, is it?
This is bullshit. I'm not answering that.
It's not love, is it? It's lust.
Come, Eliza. Get in the car.
Lord, why are they punishing me? And why does she not believe in heaven?
I'm sorry, Father. I'm just too upset by John to explain.
Will you reform yourself?
I have sinned, Father. I want to be a better person. That is why I am making this pilgrimage to Lochderg. Forgive me for my outburst, sister. The flesh is weak. I am lustful. Forgive me, Lord. And forgive Sister Eliza for having doubts and for not believing in heaven.
I just need a sign.
You must believe in heaven.
I don't hear any angels singing.
I can help you hear the angels, sister. I know I can.
It's a long way, Father.
And for good reason. That's the purpose of pilgrimages. They give the pilgrims time to reflect on their failings.
We've got plenty. It's strange the way life is whizzing past us, as if we're not here at all.
Perhaps we're not.
Then where are we?
Only God knows that. One thing has puzzled me, though. The Big Bang bit. I get that. Everything flying apart as if by the hand of God and gone on expanding ever since. But now we're told it's going to start contracting again, back into nothing. Now, how many times has that happened, do you think? Nobody knows.
Were you a hippie when you were younger? Mother said you were.
No. Oh, I was too old for the age of Aquarius. When I was a boy, the solar system was nothing more than a few comets and planets whizzing about, an old cratered moon and the pole star. Now it's like a TV quiz show. Every year there's a major new discovery, and nothing becomes any clearer. That's why it's better to believe in the existence of God and forget what's out there.
What is out there?
Haven't you been listening at all? Wake Brother John up and we'll stop for a cup of tea.
Father!
Smallest city in Britain, St. David's. Been a place of pilgrimage for 1,500 years or more. 2 pilgrimages to St. David's were worth 1 to Rome, and 3 pilgrimages the equivalent of 1 to Jerusalem.
So if you put our 3 pilgrimages together, we're in Jerusalem.
I've been to Jerusalem.
On pilgrimage.
No, as a matter of fact. I was sent through on sabbatical from Dublin.
As opposed to.
To study. I have my certificate in Jewish studies from the Ratisbon Institute.
So, a Middle Eastern expert. Right. What's the solution to the Palestinian problem?
I'm not a politician.
No, but you have a point of view.
No, actually, I don't. Where are we eating tonight? I hope it's not the cathedral cafeteria.
It's a beautiful view.
Ireland's just across the water.
Is this a bed and breakfast, Father?
No, it's a youth hostel. Oh, you'll love it. I first went to one of these when I was a lad. You meet all sorts of world travellers.
Do you think we could get rid of the garb?
John, you're a man of the cloth. Be proud of your vacation.
I am, Father. I'm just not sure we fit in with these young folk.
Oh, you do. Maybe I should dress down a bit. One private room, please. Our female companion here will be happy to share. Isn't that right, Eliza?
So you all want to be in the same room?
No. No. The private room is for the father and myself. Our sister will be happy to rough it in the women's dorm.
I've got you. Carriage is outside, boys.
The carriage?
Very romantic. I'll take the lady to the women's dorm.
Night, Fathers.
Cheeky bugger.
Hiya, I'm Gilda.
Elizabeth.
Oh, you're not from here.
No, I'm English.
Well, my mother's English.
My father's Welsh. It's sort of strange that I'm Scottish.
Cathedral's amazing, isn't it?
I am such a Christian girl. just love Jesus. He inspires me to do so many great things. To die for our sins. I couldn't do it. Be put on the cross. And the nails. You've got lovely hair. I can't do anything with mine. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you think it's wrong to have sex before marriage?
Well, I've never been married, so...
No, silly. I mean, do you think it's wrong to fool around before your wedding? My boyfriend in Edinburgh, he broke up with me because I wanted to sleep with him.
Did he love you?
Uh-huh, totally. We're crazy about each other. We're both vegetarian. We love camping, hate TV. We look amazing together. Everybody tells us that. He broke up with me because of my beliefs. Told me I was a stupid moron for believing in all that crap. And that all Christians are brainwashed idiots. Do you think he's right?
No. I think he's sexually frustrated and is blaming you and your faith for not getting what he wants.
Why doesn't he just marry you? Then you can give him as much sexual pleasure as he desires.
I know I'll really enjoy sleeping with him, and I really want to. It's just... He said he doesn't believe in marriage. He's an atheist. How's it ever going to work if he doesn't believe in God?
Why don't we say a little prayer for him?
Would you do it with me? It means so much.
Of course.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Yes. Very much.
This takes me back a few years.
Is that when you first realised you were gay?
Oh, that's enough of that now. For centuries, the Catholic Church was the only institution without a prejudice against homosexuals. Now people think that there's nothing in the church but homosexuals. Oh, careful, John, the ward den may be watching.
He can watch if he likes. I know my preference.
Oh, me too. Buxom girls with nice white thighs.
Good God, Father!
I'm not a homosexual, you idiot. I'm just the same as most other men. When I see a pretty girl, my thing goes ding.
My thing goes ding? Huh. At your age, Father?
At any age, it never goes away, you know. It's just that I've learned to keep my impulses under control, unlike you. When did you first realise you were a sex addict?
I'm not, Father. When I was 12.
And couldn't you wait to grow up?
Just couldn't control my hands.
You must have made yourself raw.
Quick recovery system. My old man was the same. I'm one of 13 kids. My mother was worn out by the time she was 35. Then she died of cancer. My dad was devastated. I was sent off to a Jesuit school. Boy, those priests were tough.
Paedophiles, right?
Oh no, Father, nothing like that. They were more into sport and outdoor pursuits. Wind and rain. Spent half my time there covered in mud. God, I loved the rugby. Are you a rugby man, Father?
No. Badminton. That was my sport when I was a boy. The hard court burning up the soles of your feet. Blisters as big as grapefruit.
Oh, to be a younger man.
Oh, age has its compensations too.
I suppose so.
So then, we're both happy.
As pigs in shit.
You're going to give me a hit or something like that?
course, John.
My friends call me Johnny. I'd rather you call me that.
You can call me Freddie.
Right on, Freddie. What is that stuff?
Dominican black, straight from the monastery garden.
It's amazing. Holy shit. It's a miracle. My thing goes ding. Thank you.
Come on, fathers.
I still don't know how she does that every time.
Perhaps she has faith.
Elizabeth, you agreed to marry me. That's wonderful news. God bless you.
Have you never missed Ireland, Father?
Sometimes, Father. It's a lovely country, but the truth is that people can be such arses. I could say the same about the Belgians, but they're not so full of themselves as they are the old country. I reckon it's the Guinness. The black stuff churns their reasoning.
That's quite an indictment, son. Would they not run you out of the country if they heard you?
They did run me out, but it wasn't for shooting my mouth off.
What was it for?
I've been ashamed about it for years. When I was in the seminary in Maynooth, I did some charity work in Cork and, well...
Yes?
I got a girl in the family way, so I was sent back to Dublin to be out of her family's way.
And was the child born?
I father a girl. She was given up for adoption to a lovely couple in Kilkenny.
Yes, that was a terrible thing you did.
It was, Father. I was tormented about it for a long time. She came to midnight mass in tears. You know how it is. She wanted me to comfort her.
Could you not keep it in your trousers?
When I said I couldn't marry her, she sold the story to a newspaper. The media are always out to take the church down in Ireland.
Was she paid?
I guess so. But the story was stopped by the Bishop of Dublin. The editor was his cousin, so it never got published. Oh, the bishop gave me hell. And sent me to Brussels.
Very apt.
You don't know the half of it. He was afraid it would get out that he has 3 children by as many women.
No.
He was a nasty old man. Lived till he was 90.
And you've heard nothing since?
Nothing.
Anything else?
I've got 2 kids in Brussels. Twins. Boy and a girl.
Has the world come to?
I don't regret it, Father.
What? The children or the sex?
That's uncalled for. I love their mother, Father.
Brother.
Sister. Are you going to go out dressed like that?
I see nothing wrong with the way Eliza is dressed. Her garments are both modern and modest.
Thank you, Father.
You'll have every man ogling your arse.
Charming. I don't have to be in my habit for the whole pilgrimage.
You can go naked for all I care.
I'll restrict that dress mode to when I'm in my own bed, thank you very much.
But it's too much information.
Don't you go getting any ideas. I've been fending off priests since I entered the order. Why can't they all be like Father Fred?
You mean you're gay? Oh, I shared a room with him last night.
I told you last night I'm not gay.
If he's gay, I want a room of my own tonight.
Oh, what nonsense you do talk. What have you got against homosexuals?
My fists! I'm a very light sleeper. One sound and I'm up ready to defend myself.
Pipe down. You stupid. Stupid.
He is a homosexual.
I've had enough of this circus.
Well, he's a touchy old bugger. I was only kidding.
You have a real problem, Father. Fred is a nice old man and a decent priest. Where is your compassion? Aren't you supposed to be working on that? You really disappoint me.
My apologies, sister. I got carried away. The words were out before I thought them through.
Well, you need to explain that to him.
Of course. I just finished my tea first.
Are we all patched up now?
As patched up as any old couple of priests could be.
What's the problem now?
We can't get the car to start.
Have you tried praying?
Can't you do it for us?
No. You need to start doing it yourself.
I can't pray in front of other people.
What?
I can close my eyes, but I can't pray when I'm this close to somebody.
What a load of tosh. We're going to pray together. Close your eyes and take my hands, fathers.
So what are we? Evangelicals?
Dear Lord, if you are there, please help us in our moment of need, and our need is great. Without this car, our pilgrimage to Lochderg will be one of enduring trial and discomfort. I'm not asking for an easy journey, Lord, but surely we 3 unworthy pilgrims need all your assistance if we're to get to our journey's end. Amen.
Quite enjoyed that.
Turn the key gently.
Please be the God!
Yes!
I just don't know how you managed to do that.
Anything's possible if you put your mind to it. You're the one turning the key.
Yeah, I'm the one with the magic touch. Thank you, sister. All I have to do is believe and turn the key gently.
I'm sorry I've been such a control freak.
But I'm beginning to loosen up, right?
little bit, maybe.
Love the world, Father, and it will love you. Shout out your love to the world.
I love you, Jesus!
How far to Loch Derg?
300 kilometres via Dublin.
Can we avoid that sinful place, Freddy?
Is Dublin sinful, or does Dublin make you sinful, Johnny?
Both.
What's all this Freddie and Johnny stuff?
We're friends now. We're sick of all that father and father crap.
Is that right, Father?
It is, sister.
It's another small miracle, then. Do you want me to take the Dublin road?
No, take the Limerick road.
Father?
It's a bit of a detour.
The Galtee Mountains, Galway Bay. There's no more beautiful land in the world. It's God's own country.
It'll add an extra night to our journey.
What's the hurry, Freddy? When we get to Loch Derg, we'll be on toast and water for 3 days.
That's a consideration.
We'll be barefoot and miserable, trudging around the penitential beds for 2 days before we get a proper bed.
That's another consideration.
And while we're cold and starving, we'll smell the cooked bacon coming from the priest's kitchen.
That's cruel.
So wouldn't it be grand to have another day enjoying the fine things in life?
What do you think, sister?
Oh, the choice is...
Sin City?
God's own country?
It's an obvious choice for a Christian.
God's own country it is, then.
What did I tell you? Have you ever seen such a view?
It is fine, Father.
Fine? If you knew the blood that has been spilt in this land for it to be fine.
Well, it's a man-made landscape. I prefer natural, unspoiled beauty.
This is a beautiful land. It's a veritable Garden of Eden when you compare it to Belgium.
Belgium's had its fair share of blood spilt on it too, Johnny.
Indeed it has, Freddie. My apologies to the Belgians.
It's your homeland. You're getting carried away in nationalistic fervour.
Come on! Is this not a grand land? Israel would have been like this when they sent Jesus down to us.
I can imagine that. Perhaps you're right, Father John. There is a pleasantness to it. It's easy on the eye.
Something worth fighting for, eh?
With whom?
Freddie, what kind of books do they have nuns read nowadays?
I know more about Ireland than you think. I studied the early Celtic Church. In fact, I could probably name all the Irish saints.
Go on then, name them.
You're not serious. Ireland's chocker with saints. You want us to be here all afternoon?
I don't think we'll be much more than a minute.
Well, just you listen to this, Father John. Arbon, Acovron, Einak, Angus, Aidan, Alva, Anya, Bamvaughan, Buiheen, Barrack, Burcon, Colleen, Kinnear, Carbra, Keerack,
Enough!
Carnac, Queever.
Sister, enough!
I haven't even got to Columba.
I think another apology is called for.
That's all I seem to do with you two.
Perhaps there's a reason for that.
What reason?
Your arrogance and rudeness. As well as having no respect for women and treating us as your inferior, you are condescendingly ignorant. I haven't finished. You are a bore. You like the sound of your own voice. You have no time for the views of others. And you must always have things your own way. That's why we're standing on top of this hill looking at nothing. You need to take a good look at yourself before we reach Loch Derg, Father. My feeling is you'll do the fasting. You'll do the barefoot walking. The staying up for 2 nights. But I doubt you'll learn anything from it. We've been sent on this pilgrimage by a higher authority because we each have an inner crisis which is ruining our morals. I have my own failings, Father John, but you, despite your outer confidence and chirpy banter, you are the most failed of us all. We're on this journey together, but you're here on your own. You've asked nothing about me, know nothing about me, and you ridicule me whenever you want to amuse yourself. You are a priest, but not once have you asked if I need help, if I need someone to confide in. There is no compassion in you, no empathy. There's nothing. You are a buffoon!
Freddie, what's wrong with her?
What do you care? You've shown no interest. She questions you all of a sudden and you ask what's wrong with her. You are a buffoon. In fact, you are an arse. And no, I don't want to hear it.
Let him in constancy follow the Master. There's no discouragement shall make him once relent his first avowed intent to be a pilgrim.
It's a Protestant song.
You care. Sing.
Whoso beset him round
With dismal stories do but themselves confound, his strength the more is. No foe shall stay his might, though he with giants fight. He will make good his right to be a pilgrim. Since, Lord, thou dost defend us with thy spirit, we know we at the end shall life inherit. Then fancies flee away, fear not what men say. I'll labour night and day to be a pilgrim. We're coming into Limerick.
There once was a lassie from Limerick who took a young lad in a hayrick. She laid the lad down, pulled up her gown, and went up and down in his...
John!
Sorry, Father. I'm being an arse. I've got a dirty mouth, Father. I realise that. My apologies, sister. It was my upbringing. I know I should have come to terms with it by now. Everyone has vestiges of their childhood deep within them. We don't need to stop in Limerick, Father. It'll bring the worst out in me.
Where were you brought up, sister?
Well, my father was a vicar in Newcastle when I was born. Then we moved to Bristol when he became curate of Holy Trinity Church. I had a strict upbringing.
We lived opposite a cinema, but I wasn't allowed to watch any films there. I also wasn't allowed to play with the local children. My parents saw them as too common.
Really?
Would you like to hear more?
Of course.
When I was 8, my father moved to a new post in Lincoln, and I went to Anglican preparatory school. I was horribly mistreated by the senior mistress. It made my life hell.
Gosh. Nobody told me about that.
Then my father moved to a new church in Great Yarmouth. I was sent to boarding school. I was much happier there. I wanted to be an art teacher. But my father wanted me to go to university to study law. So that's what I did. My mother converted from the Catholic faith when she married my father. But she used to go to Mass without his knowledge. And she used to take me along with her. I liked it better than sitting through my father's sermons. So when I went to university, I converted. I dropped out and entered the order.
That must have caused a few family rows.
My father's refused to speak to me since.
And your mother?
She divorced my father. We speak from time to time. She was very proud of the missionary teaching work I did in India. She said I was a true Catholic.
There, what did I tell you, Freddie? In Eliza's case, an Anglican vicar. It's father issues that make most young girls run away and join the convent.
Oh, that's an exaggeration, Johnny.
No, it's not. I've done my research. For years I've been asking nuns about what made them become a nun in the first place. 80%, Freddie, 80% say it was because of their father.
No, you're making that up.
No, I'm not. There might be a lot of love for Christ in nuns, but I don't think that love for Christ on its own is enough to justify becoming a nun. They have to be running away from something or trying to please someone else, and that something or someone is usually their father.
And then there's the mistreatment.
Not now, John.
What's he been saying to you, Uncle?
Nothing important, Eliza.
We've been discussing why nuns become nuns.
And you are an expert on this, Father?
I've done my research, yeah.
Really? How?
By observing, listening, taking confession.
And what have these nuns been confessing?
Oh, I couldn't possibly divulge that.
I don't think you know a thing about nuns.
The father's theory is that all nuns have father issues.
I'm sure you agree with me, sister.
In some cases, perhaps.
But we also have a wish to be pure, and there's an overwhelming desire to help others.
Father John.
Young women today come to religious life with more life experience than in the past. Many have had serious relationships, careers, seen the rough edges of life and more. We all ask questions of ourselves. What if I'm not a virgin? What if I have a tattoo? What if I've done some things in my life I'm not proud of? What if I ever question my faith?
A nun with a tattoo? Not in my lifetime.
It's not unusual amongst the younger girls. Look.
Oh, that's out of bounds, Eliza.
And not many of them virgins either, Uncle.
What's with all this sex stuff? The world has gone sex mad. It's the reason why we have all this sex trafficking and child abuse that's going on. As long as there's a market for that sort of thing, somebody's going to supply it. It's like an ancient slave market. It's sexual slavery, pure sin. And you, Father, you are fueling that demand for sex with your drooling after anything in a miniskirt or a dolly bird or whatever.
That's ridiculous.
Look at your vanity, your gold wrist chain, your aftershave, your smooth lady charm. You are a man of the cloth. Have you no morals? What says I'm not allowed to drink? It's sacramental.
I'm sure some alcoholic pope came up with that one to cover his addiction.
The pipe, hand it over. And the ganja.
Would you like a biscuit, Father?
No, I would not.
You can't be too harsh on the old man. He doesn't have long to live.
None of us is here for long.
I don't expect to kick the bucket for another 30 years or so.
I'll count myself lucky if I live another year.
What?
I have ovarian cancer.
Jesus.
I'll be 35 in October.
That's young.
So was your mother. She died. That's the reason I lost faith. I was scared. I felt God had abandoned me. I'm content now. I'm not frightened anymore. I know I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
Do you have a room for three?
One room with a double and a single bed.
What?
That's a room with 2 beds.
Oh, we can't be having that.
Your choice. That couple over there, take it if you don't.
We'll have it.
We're right above the stage, Freddie. The whole room's shaking. How's your bed?
Lumpy. I think it's been here since the potato famine.
I knew somebody would mention that at some point.
Mother of God. It's all right. We'll heel and toe it, son.
If we're arriving at the island tomorrow, then we have to fast from midnight. Is it too late to get something to eat?
We've got plenty of time. Galway's famous for its late night food.
Not exactly what I call fine dining, Johnny.
Wait till you taste the fish, Freddie.
Tastes like fish.
You're a hard one to please.
Well, when you've been around as long as I have. It's pretty difficult to get excited about anything, really. The teeth are worn down, taste buds are gone. The stomach rejects pretty well everything it gets. But you're right, it's not bad, considering it's cooked from frozen.
Therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, what is unseen is eternal.
It was such a shame we had to pass on the breakfast this morning. Free as well. Are we not allowed to eat anything, Father?
Nope, only permitted to drink water.
Where's the next watering hole?
Sligo.
Would you mind if we made a detour to Connemara?
Yes, I would.
I have family buried there. I would like to pay my respects.
We were supposed to reach the Purgatory last night. This is a pilgrimage, not a sightseeing trip.
Do you mind stopping, sister, so I can have a private word with the Father? I want to visit my parents' grave. I haven't been there since my father died.
You came from this part of Ireland?
Part of me is.
Aren't you from Wicklow?
I am, but my mother was a Gallagher from Connemara. She wanted to be buried there, and I thought I'd show Sister Eliza the beautiful place she is laid to rest.
Oh, so this is about Eliza.
I told you about it, Father.
So you did. That's a noble idea, my son. Very noble indeed.
Am I missing something?
No, it's wet out there. Are you all right to drive?
Yes, fine.
You're not too tired?
No, Father.
Have you had enough water?
I'm fine, thank you, Fathers. Is this our last stop before the Purgatory?
No, we're going to make a small detour.
Fine by me.
It is?
Yes. I don't want this journey to end.
I thought you'd have had enough of us by now.
No. I think you're both very interesting. A little odd, but good fun. Am I being an arse?
No, we'll take it as a compliment, Eliza.
Thank you, sister. We think you're very interesting too.
Not too straight-laced.
Well, a little.
You should take some LSD. Loosens up the mind.
How does it work exactly?
Well, it's difficult to explain. It works on the serotonin in the brain. That controls your moods. So
Is this your mother?
Someone looks after it.
What are you friggin' heathens doing here?
I'm paying my respects.
I'll have no priests putting their god nonsense on my sister. Get away from her grave.
Are you all right, my son?
I thought it was my sister, back from the grave.
Uncle Connell. I'm John Gallagher Flaherty, Mary's youngest son.
You're that rogue that was shipped off to Jerusalem in disgrace. Shame on you. The Gallaghers are poets, not bloody priests. Your own father is over there. Never a word from you. And you a man of the cloth.
It's been a long time, but John has come to pay his respects. He's come a long way.
Distance doesn't matter, boy. It's all in the mind, and the mind has to travel with the body. Get over there and tell that to your father. I've got you to myself, lass. Are you an English Gallagher?
No.
You could pass as one. I really took a turn when I saw you. Give me your hand. Ah, you've got Gallagher hands.
Maybe it's difficult for you to remember the past.
Some things get clearer with time. Mary and I were the only two to survive childhood. We were inseparable. That Patrick Flaherty, he was only a half-decent man. They were never a good match. He never gave her a rest from having children. Completely wore her out.
She must have been a strong woman.
Broken heart. Doctors called it cancer, but I say she lost the will to live with a man that she didn't love. She was in love with me.
But you're her brother.
Strange things happen in life, especially in small communities. I still love her. When they brought Flaherty back here to be buried, I wouldn't let them put him in the same grave with her. That's why he's buried over there.
Such a tragedy.
Love is tragic. It always ends in death. You're not well. I was a vet, you know. I know when an animal is sick, and it's the same thing with people.
Yes, well, God will look after me.
Do you like this place?
It's very peaceful.
Would you like to be buried with my people? You wouldn't mind rubbing shoulders with an old Irish pagan?
I'd have to think about it.
Well, keep me in mind then. Where did you get this beautiful creature, nephew?
On my travels, Uncle Connell.
Gotta put your right bunch of old sourpusses. Be on your way and bring this lovely creature back to me.
God bless.
I'm ashamed of my bloody uncle.
Well, at least now we know where you get your overactive sex drive from.
Perhaps I should have been a poet instead of a priest.
Now, we'll be having none of that. We need all the priests we can get.
We haven't had a bit of bother from the old girl since we've been in Ireland.
It's not the Blarney Stone.
Ah, that's a lot of old nonsense for the tourists. We've got God on our side.
Sister, can you say a little prayer?
I think God's trying to tell us something.
What?
He wants us to travel the last part on foot.
Oh, I don't mind that. But we've had it cushy so far. A nice brisk walk would put us in the right frame of mind.
What about our stuff?
Oh, it needs a toothbrush.
Where did you grow up, Father? I don't really know that much about you.
I'm a West Countryman, as you know. Grew up there. I was confirmed in Exeter Cathedral by the bishop. Later I converted. I spent donkey's years in Luxembourg in banking. Used to go on summer retreats with friends. Then I found that I was the only one left. The others had all got married. On a retreat in Belgium, I met Father Lucien. We kept in touch, and over the years we became friends. I used to visit him in the monastery where he was prior. Gradually I came to admire his simple way of life and his warm-spirited fellow monks. Being a bit of an academic, I studied for the priesthood and eventually I entered the order.
So, Mum's dad was your eldest brother?
Yes, I was the youngest of 4. The others are all dead now. Not very strong stock. 70 years and 10, that's about it. I haven't been much use to anyone in my life, really. Bit of a loner. I don't think anyone likes me much.
I like you very much. You're kind and considerate. And you're a lovely priest.
What about my dope habit?
Well, you haven't had any today, have you?
No.
Well, then a day at a time, Father. A day at a time.
When this pilgrimage is over, Eliza, I'm going to miss you.
And I'll miss you too, Uncle.
I hope we get there before sunset.
We have a few hours yet.
This lack of food is making me weak. I don't know what I'm doing out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm delirious. I can't remember why I decided to make this trip.
I thought it was so you could stop thinking about women.
Did I say that?
Yes.
I did say that. What was wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I hate women.
Say that again.
I hate women.
That's not very nice, is it? You hate women because you blame your mother for abandoning you when she died. Your mother was the same age as Eliza when she died. She didn't have all the answers to life problems. She was a woman struggling with 13 children. Do you hate her for that?
No, how can I?
You have. Imagine Eliza with 13 children. She has to wash, clothe, clean and care for them. She's physically worn out, exhausted. She has no contraception. She's fertile. Her husband will demand his rights. She will have children just as God has designed her. So, imagine this is your mother. Her body's let her down. She can't cope anymore. She dies young, surrounded by her children. Can you imagine how that felt, abandoning 13 children who needed her?
Awful.
Awful? Worse than that, she felt guilt, shame, grief. Your mother would not have gone peacefully into the next world. Now, can you imagine that?
Yes.
And what about today's women, who are saddled with problems they can't cope with? Is it their fault?
No.
Then, let you tell me once more that you hate women because your mother abandoned you. Now, come on, say it!
No. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, Fred. My father loved my mother. When she died of cancer, he was inconsolable. He never recovered. My brother Fergus, he joined the Jesuits and moved to Boston. He's kind considerate, compassionate. He's everything that I'm not. I wanted to be like Fergus. I want to be like you, Fred. I thought about leaving the priesthood, sister, and getting married. God! Well, how can I be delivered? How can I be saved? Forgive me. Give me. Onward, Christian pilgrims, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Christ the royal master leads against the foe. Forward into battle, see his banners go. Onward, Christian pilgrims, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. At the sign of triumph, Satan's host doth flee. On then, Christian pilgrims, on to victory. Hell's foundations quiver at the shout of praise. Brothers, lift your voices, loud your anthems raise. Onward, Christian pilgrims, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Like a mighty army moves the Church of God. Brothers, we are treading where the saints have trod. We are not divided, all one body we, one in hope and doctrine, one in charity. Is that not just the most beautiful sight you've ever seen? St. Patrick's Purgatory on Lough Derg.
I just can't wait to get my bare feet onto that wet grass.
How do we get to the island?
Use the ferry.
Oh, of course. Are we in good time?
Well, the vigil starts at 10 p.m. and then you have to stay awake for 24 hours.
I'm looking forward to enjoying a piece of toast.
Oh, really, John?
No, I'll enjoy it. The sacrament of the Eucharist, reconciliation, ritual and prayer. Thank you both for being my companions on this pilgrimage. We've had some good times.
Really?
Absolutely. Canterbury, Avebury, St. David's. 3 in a bed, 3 in a room in Galway. My parents' graves in Connemara. You've rehabilitated me.
Well, partly, yeah.
No, you've been good to me, even when I was being an idiot.
Is there a vow of silence on the island?
No, I don't think so.
It's a joke, John.
Sister Eliza, are you taking
Oh my God, Johnny. All this formal name stuff. It's so your generation. Call me Eliza.
Eliza.
All things red and beautiful.